Hello everybody, it's Link here. Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today, we're back inside the Minecraft United Life SMP Season 2 server, and it is episode 17. So, we're back after our Christmas celebrations, and it's also the New Year, so Happy New Year everybody. But since Christmas is over, that means it's time to take down all these decorations, unfortunately, that we've had up, and bring everything back to normal. I will be keeping the snow up for the rest of the winter season, at least, just to keep that a bit festive, but it's time to put everything else away. The focus of today's video is going to be doing a lot of terrain and pathing, and some other smaller builds that I haven't done yet for the village. So all of this is going to be covered up and connected beautifully, and it'll look a lot nicer. Now, I've been having some thought. I'm thinking about doing some shorter videos now on the SMP, just so you guys get episodes quicker. And that means I'm probably going to do not much of the terrain. I'm probably going to go to maybe start the area where the wool farm and all that is, and start a bit of the shrine. We'll see what parts we get to today. I'll go as the video goes on and edit. We'll see. But yeah, excited. I've been planning it out. It's starting to look really nice with all the terrain in. I can't wait to get all that in the world. But first, we gotta get these Christmas decorations put away. So what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna show any of it since it's kind of tedious and boring. I'm gonna do it all off camera, put everything away, take down the big statues and everything else. And I'll see you guys when that is done. So let's do that real quick. Alright everybody, I went ahead and took down all the decorations, or hopefully most of them. I might have missed a few inside houses or whatever, but all the big stuff is down, all the presents are put away. I left the snow up, like I said. It's gonna be here until like the end of winter, then we'll start having it melt and all that. But we're back to the normal village for now. So yeah, before we start getting into terrain, I did miss this at the beginning, but Doggo gave me a present, and I wanted to open it to show you guys what he got. I think I looked at it, but I kind of forgot what he got me, so we'll have to check again. Merry Christmas, and thanks for saving my dog from Doggo. I guess I saved his dog somehow, so. And yeah, we got some bricks and 4 totems and a name tag. Like I don't know why everybody gave me totems. But I have like 1 million now, so I guess I won't be dying anytime soon. Anyways, I think the first part of the terrain that we'll do is over here at the house area, just focusing over here. I'm also going to be building some higher cliffs and covering up this little area here, so this part is not visible anymore. So we'll be filling a lot of grass. I don't know if I'm going to show all the grass filling on a time lapse, but I know I'm going to show all like the actual terrain. And we'll be expanding out here a little bit. Just it'll start looking nice. We'll start getting rid of this ugly, messy area here and make it look a little nicer. So yeah, let's get started and get to our first part of the terrain. we did the first set of the terrain, and as you saw by the time lapse, it's looking pretty good back here. Got some tall cliffs. Now, I didn't mention this at the start, but the terrain, I'm sort of basing it off the game. I'm also doing kind of my own thing just to fit it in with the area. So, it's not all going to be the same, which is fine. I think it's just going to be here to make the area look better. And yeah, it just goes all the way around. Rats back here. I also filled in all this up top. I didn't do it on camera just so it wouldn't be too boring. And we're going to be continuing to fill over here. But at least now you can't really see the room down there that's in the well. It's kind of like a more secretive now. And it might be a little darker now that this is covering it. I know there's some like daylight still coming through somehow, but it might be a little darker in here. It does feel slightly darker, but it's still pretty lit up because of the lanterns. And then the last area we did along this side, I expanded out this grass a little bit. And down here is all done near the front, so the bridge actually connects up to something now. I guess I missed a spot here. I have a stone, so I'll just put that there. Alright, so now I'm going to do a little bit of a bigger time-lapse section. I'm basically going to do all the terrain going around here. It goes around towards the entrance, wraps around the back. Let me just fly around. Wraps around here, goes here, up here. I might do part of the school as well. And a little bit of it close behind this as well. And kind of right there. Since it's a smaller area, it probably will be around the same length or a little longer than that first thing. But yeah, it's going to be good to get that in. And then what I'm going to do is worry about the pass and some lamps in this area and some little builds that I haven't done yet. I'm not going to do that at the same time. We'll talk about that after. And then the last part I think for today was we'll start connecting this. We'll be doing a big terrain on this side, connecting up to there, over towards the shrine, and start a little bit of that. So we're just going to be focusing here. Have to expand out some grass a little bit over here as well. And it'll start be looking a little better now once we get all that in. So let's get to that time lapse now. So we did a lot more terrain in that time lapse, doing most of the lower areas over here. So one missing there. I'll have to go find the block to replace that, but we'll figure it out another time. But yeah, I did everything on the other side, so the bridge looks fully connected up now. I also did some stone in the water here and kind of transitioned it to the normal water terrain. And yeah, this continues around the mountain over here, comes down to the other side. Just the normal terrain pattern we've been using. And then it comes down towards the entrance here. Yeah, it kind of splits off. Right here is where the path is going to go when we do that in a second. And then we have the terrain going around the entrance here. Goes this way. It's pretty basic terrain over here. And it just continues down up here behind this place. And this is blocking, but yeah, around here. And then we have this mountain here. But before we go over there, it continues down a little further. Past this house, more simple terrain. And we get to this part here, which will be the path again. And this terrain kind of connects up from that area over there. So, it's looking good now. There's not any flat walls anymore in this part. You know, it feels a lot nicer. And then also did the terrain behind here. A little simple again. Did some more grass here, kind of connected to that. This needs to be changed into grass at some point. So I'll have to do that. And probably just grab some grass real quick from over here. Should be fine. So yeah, and then the last thing I did, as you saw in the time lapse, was the school terrain. And it was pretty simple. So I did make a mistake. I still have to fix that, I guess. There's some parts I had to fix because I didn't have the correct height on my reference, so I had to improvise a couple things. So it wasn't too hard. Like, I'm kind of improvising a little bit now with this area. And yeah, we'll just leave it like that. But yeah, this goes all the way around and to the other side. Coming down here, I did connect it underneath the water so it feels like it's not like floating. So yeah, and then we just go over here and it goes back up. So I think that's going to be almost the last bit of terrain. I think I'm going to do a little more kind of behind where the dye shop and all that is. But I think I'm going to do a little break from terrain and head on and do a few paths in the main area over here, and then connecting to the entrance and then connecting to the house. I'll also do some lamps, and then there's also some farm patches and some other smaller builds, like a few rocks and wells that I want to get in as well. So we're just going to be doing a lot of small builds and decorations that I haven't put in yet. And I'll also do a little bit of terrain here when I do the path coming down as well. So yeah, we'll get right into that and get that started. So go do that now. we did a lot of stuff in that little section there, extra builds and paths for part of the town. So one thing I did was this little stable here by the house, and now I'm thinking about it, I can probably put this guy over here now. It'll probably be more fitting. So I don't know why the texture is so weird, but yeah, a little horse stable there, similar to some other designs we've done. And of course, as we go over here, there's some rocks here, just add a bit of detail and some terrain. And I'll have to fix that block, probably an Enderman stole it, but there is some higher terrain up here, and then we have a little well, which I did put some water in it. It doesn't have I'm not doing all the caves under the well like I did for the other one back there. But yeah, we also have the path here. This is probably going to be the main design that you'll see for the rest of it, that we haven't done yet, which is just path blocks and course dirt. I think it turned out looking nice. And yeah, of course, comes all the way down here. I did some terraining now so that this comes down a bit smoother, and then it leads about to the front of the wheat farm. And then I also did just a small bit of terrain here just to make it look better and make the path feel nice. I also have one of these lamps here. This will be a lamp design that you'll be seeing as I continue on. It's going to be the same for all of them. I think it looks pretty nice, and I'll just light up the area a bit more. And we also have this flag here, which I again think looks pretty good. I like how it's like, feels like it's waving, and it's right next to the entrance like it is in the game, which I think adds a bit of spectacle to the entrance. And then yeah, we come down. This has a different type of path, since in this area of the game there was a different type of path. So I use mud bricks and coarse dirt for that different look, and it kind of transitions back to it. And then when we work on this area in the future, it'll be this normal path type. But yeah, I got some more lamps come around. I added some fences in front of these houses. I also added a small little build here that I didn't do yet between these two builds. And then behind these, I have farms. So we have carrots here and beetroot, and as they grow, I'll make it so there's a bit more than just like 5 or 6 there. And yeah, down here, I have the paths going along here, normal path here. We also have a farm with some pumpkins, more of the lamps, of course, and then this path just goes up here, and I just end it here for now. If I do anything going over here, I'll probably extend it. And then the last thing, I think, is the well over here. So it's the same design as the other wells we've done. It doesn't have much underneath it, just water again. I didn't put a cave or anything because I didn't really feel like building it, and I think it's fine without it. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've done in pathing and extra build section. And the last thing I want to do for this video before we end is I think I'm going to do just a bit of terrain kind of behind the dye shop, this building, wool farm. There's like a small little lake here, and it's a bit higher terrain, and it's going to start heading towards the shrine and connecting up to that. And we're going to be filling in a bunch of grass. Probably won't be on camera, I'll probably be working on it off camera. And yeah, also filling the water here, so there's stone in the water. So that'll be the last one. It should be pretty quick since there's not much terrain that I have planned out for this area. I'm probably just going to go up to about here where it cuts off, since we're not focusing on this section. So yeah, we'll get that, and that'll be the last thing we do. So let's get to the final time lapse now. Okay, so I did the last bit of terrain for this video, which was this area behind the wheat farm. As you can see, I filled in the water here a little bit, just to make it look nicer. I'm not going to fill in the entirety of the water, like, as I go over there, I'll probably just transition to normal water. I just want to do it for this area since it's a bit smaller. Anyways, the terrain is just normal as the other ones. There's not really a rhyme or rhythm to it, but I think it turned out looking nice. And also, I forgot about one part when I was talking about it earlier, but behind the well and connecting up over here, I also did the terrain as well. So now this area is fully filled in, so it looks a lot nicer now. And yeah, that'll do it for today's video for the terrain. And did get a lot done. I think we got about half our village done. Now I'm gonna take a break from terrain, I think, in the next video, and work on one of the shops, the redstone shop, and do a few farms for it, and then get the shop built up. And I think after that we'll come back, start over here working on this terrain, and maybe doing all of the rest of it and getting this area done. It might be a little harder now though, because it's a bit higher up, so it might take a little longer. We'll see if we have to split it up into two or not. Hopefully we can get it done fast. Kind of dreading this area. This area wasn't really too bad, but yeah, since it's a little higher, it's going to be annoying, especially just to fill in all that back. Yeah, and it'll finally be done with this village after that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video today and all the terrain, and make sure to subscribe to all the other members in the server, which are linked in the description. Join the Discord server for United Life SMP, and stay subscribed to stay notified for when the next video comes out. Without further ado, I'm going to end the video, so goodbye.